Hey guys, I'm just signing up, getting really settled down for a minute. But thank you all for joining us. Let me just invite to speak.
What is good? What is good?
I'll give John an invite if he wants.
Hi everyone. Thanks to the host, the co-host, and everyone here. I'm actually on time. I feel like there should be some applause. I'm early, so I'm very pleased to be
You get
here.
a standing ovation. You get a standing ovation for being on time, Fireburst.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad I made it. Every Saturday something happens, and I was determined. I said, nope, this night I'm going to be there. I'm going to be alert, ready, waiting. So I'm very, very pleased to be here. I'm really looking forward to the discussion that we're going to have. Can I just quickly say to everyone, it would be great if we could just tweet the space out as well. It's always a nice way to encourage new energy.
Absolutely. I just had to tune in on my account for my laptop, but absolutely, I definitely appreciate the retweet. Wow, I can't speak today. I see that Matt had posted about our upcoming meetup. We're going to be talking clarity. I believe that's going to be the 27th of this month at the DLT Hub. Just a quick reminder for everyone. Other than that, how's everyone's week been going?
What are we talking about today? Any specific topic?
Honestly, today was just aimed more at an open mic, open discussion kind of night. Kind of threw it together, and I'm like, yeah, we might as well, because we do these spaces every other Saturday, and I didn't want content getting too dry. I mean, we could talk about 2.1 again or SBTC, but I feel like that's kind of been most of the talks going on recently. So I was kind of hoping for a little bit of a switch up.
Yeah, there's a few tweets that I'm posting to the top as we're going along. You know, some of the stuff that has been more recently talked about. I'm actually about to post one of yours up there in a second, Hero. I'm literally posting this up here right now because there's a few things. There's a few things obviously going on that are, I think, kind of consistent topics around the whole ecosystem that people are kind of always talking about. Yeah, we've got, you know, lots of upgrades coming. Obviously, there's lots of new applications, but I think that sometimes the community stuff, like, and the builders who are kind of like just in the community, just helping to just amplify sometimes, or even to just do back end stuff, like, you know, they kind of get overlooked a little bit, you know. So yeah, I mean, really tonight's space is just about everybody that is in the community, wants to learn about the community, but having an open kind of forum for everybody to kind of speak about these different things that is going on, and different things that people are building, really. Yeah, I've just put Chad, you just put your tweet up there as well about the grants. Yeah, man, so it's kind of like a Purple Pill Saturday almost. You could call it. Because yeah, it's just a chilled discussion, man, for people within the Stacks community. People coming in from other communities can learn a little bit about Stacks as well. So yeah, man, just talking about different things that are going on in the ecosystem.
Maybe you want to give it a name then.
Yeah, maybe we do want to change the name. What should we change it to? Let's get some.
No, I mean, like currently there's no name
Yeah.
So
Let's get some votes. Let's get some
if it's
votes.
a regular theme, I don't know.
All right, hold on.
Learn about stacks Saturday. Sorry, I'm not being very creative right now.
Hold on.
You could just sort of maybe stats explained, maybe, or it's always a bit difficult when you're doing it on the spot.
Exploring stacks.
Yeah, that sounds good. Exploring stacks. That sounds great.
All right, well, let's get that. Let's get that put up.
I just also invited Mistiff up to speak because I didn't know if maybe he would want to talk
Oh, what the hell?
anything he's working on too. I noticed he made it in here, and I know it's really either early or really late for him at the moment, so I sent him a speaker invite.
Cool. Yeah, man. Let's get as many people up here as possible, bro.
Okay, I'm trying to pull a few people via DMs as well.
Yeah. So okay, cool. Right, I've changed that now. One of the highlights, obviously, is definitely what the work that you're doing, Hero. As I said, with the SIP, all of the SIP community calls, man. Like, and what's actually going on in the background. Like, as I said, like the back end, like what is actually going on for stacks. Where is where are kind of things being built next, I could say. And listening to conversations around different things such as SIPs, mining, and just the direction of the ecosystem, community. How does the community feel about certain changes? Because I know obviously, Hero, in the SIP calls, it's kind of like mostly you get quite a lot of new people joining it now, but mostly it's guys who are working on the actual development stuff themselves. So can you explain maybe to some of the people who aren't more developer orientated what the SIP calls are about and how they could get involved?
Yeah. So if you know Bitcoin also have like BIPs, which are Bitcoin improvement proposals. It's just a way to make upgrades, basically. So Bitcoin had like taproots or SegWits. All those sort of key upgrades were done through proposing a new idea, basically. So there had to be some standard for transferring tokens, such as non-fungible tokens or fungible tokens. All this stuff are basic sort of infrastructure that needed to be created, but somebody need to have that idea. So basically, currently many different people are proposing these big ideas. I would say to make it simpler, there are small to medium to large SIP ideas, if you like. And the big ones are like Stack One. So the bigger ones tend to be worked on by these core developers. And what I mean by that is these sort of uh, developers that are on the paychecks of the larger entities like foundations or heroes. They tend to look after those stuff. So things like Stack One or subnets or SBDCs. That's where you will see. That's why on the SIP core you see some of these core developers, and the builders from the community can make alteration to these big ideas. Like that's where people come in. Because you may see something that you don't like the way they designed it or structure or architected, but you can say maybe that can be improved, maybe that should be rejected. If there were some privacy concern with some stuff, or there has been times when actually some people were talking about changing the emissions of stacks. So these stuff are not these ideas or discussion impact everybody. So that's where everybody in stacks comes in. Like you guys can have a say on these big ideas. You can also join those big years development efforts too. Um, and the ways to do that would be to join one of those developers call or SIP calls, find out a little bit more. Um, Maybe there should be a process where I show you the step 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe that's something worth sort of developing documentation for. But at the moment, I guess because I'm a little bit more public and everywhere, so you can always find me. I can always direct you to the right forum or space or calls. Yeah, that's the easiest way right now. But if you do have like a new standard, like a soulbound token, which we don't actually have right now in Stacks ecosystem, a soulbound token is where you have a token and you cannot transfer out. It's a bit like transferable token with some extra utilities. And currently we don't have that, but in Ethereum they have that. I don't know if it's been incorporated in, but at least this is a new standard that needs to be proposed by somebody so that everybody can have the same communication structure, if you like. And yeah, this could be proposed by anybody. And yeah, I guess that's one of other ways that people can participate and contribute to in the core infrastructure of Stacks. But yeah, this is more technical side. The non-technical side of things, I'm trying to get a few more proposals to set examples. One of them is Juliet's code of conduct. Is basically who we are as stackers, maybe if you like Bitcoiners or stackers, whatever, and what sort of things are acceptable or not acceptable, or just general ethos of who we are. And it's more of a guidebook. I think it's hard to enforce, but it might serve some people some um, moral directions. I don't know. And you can also have a say in something like that too, which is not technical. Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, man, that's a dope explanation, man. So anyone with these proposals, I mean, just to kind of like break it down a bit further, people do these proposals. These are happening via GitHub, and there's a consensus of other developers. This is exactly what happens on Bitcoin. For those who haven't, dove into bits, as Hero was saying. So anyone can, as you said, Hero, have a voice. You don't have to necessarily be a developer to leave comments or to note certain things.
Yeah, so Bitcoin currently actually is only on GitHub. There are people like tweeting about it in public, but I would say the bar is actually higher to comment in Bitcoin world than Stacks world right now. Um,
Yeah, most
So I'm
definitely.
trying to actively think about how to make that bar even lower, so anybody can just go to a website and comment on stuff. Maybe it's through chat stuff, simple way of displaying GitHub, and we can make comments. We don't need to create some sort of account, or maybe the account is through the login with Hero Wallet. In fact, there is some function on the ecosystem that website, which you guys all voted on. That website has some messaging stuff. It's already got some front face pulling, fetching data from GitHub, and you can sort stuff on the website. But I don't think it has a write function yet right now. But if we can make that easier, it means everybody here who is not technical can go on the website without creating a GitHub account and browse and comment. So that would be amazing if we can work out some sort of way to do that. But that require extra investigation. But if you guys have any idea or suggestions, feel
100%, bro. 100%. And Chad, you got a response from Will, bro.
Pardon me?
You got a response from Will. I saw.
Oh, yes. Well, that's kind of interesting, this dashboard alternative for grants information that I'm building. Will responded on December 16th when the project was still HTTP, no domain. He responded on December 16th. He liked it a lot. And then he responded again this week that he thinks it looks great. And I'm quite happy, like overall, not just Will, but since I released the upgrade on Tuesday night, the response has been great. Like a lot of people like the ease of use and the instantaneous searches of the grants. And I've got it pinned to my profile, the link. And also you've, Atlas, you published, you put the link up top on this meeting. But yeah, I'm kind of going on. But yeah, the response from Will and everybody has been great.
Yeah, man, it's just definitely good to always see people implementing these things that the community definitely has a voice about. I know we spoke about this before in Purple Pill Fridays about the move back to GitHub of the grants, and you being able to, set up a community and just, build a front end for it so people can just have a much easier experience going and searching and finding out, using the data to find out what they can do or what's been done. It's a great thing, bro. Definitely.
Yeah, like the feature that I published on Tuesday night, the main feature is the leaderboards. There's 2 leaderboards now on the app in the statistics page. And so listing per applicant money received, and then the other one per applicant number of grants received. And so you click on the button and instantaneously you're being given a search result that shows all relevant grants for, like for instance, Frieger is number 1 with 7 awarded grants, and he appears at the top of the list. And so you click the button, and then instantaneously you get all 7 grants listed for you instantly. And so that's the same with the money and with the number of grants list. And I'm really, really happy with the latest upgrade. It makes it so easy and fun to explore the grants.
That's a fact, bro. That is a fact. 100%. Yeah, bro. And like I said, big up to you for actually, congratulations for finishing it, and then big up to you for actually bringing that out and showing people about it so that they can find that. Bro. It's all building blocks, bro. All of it is building blocks.
I appreciate the encouragement. Thank you.
Yeah, that your leaderboard made me wanna look up how one of the grants was going, which is the DLC link. And so because that amount was particularly large, and I haven't heard any product being launched, so I was like a little bit concerned, like nothing has been delivered so far. Because as a community member, I don't like to see money gets rewarded and nothing's been delivered, and that has happened not just that has happened multiple times in the past, and it's good that maybe this leaderboard allows easier increases maybe visibility or the ease to get those type of information. So I commented on the grant itself, the link, that where can I follow the milestones, and apparently that's been delivered, but they are still working on integrating with the partners. So I think DLC Link replied saying that they are gonna launch something with Arcadico this quarter, or is it extras? But yeah, that was so your product basically made me wanna go and do something productive, which is cool.
Yeah, that's great, Hero. You're so knowledgeable and so active, and if that helped you out, if something about like that, the listing helped you out, that's great. And like you've said in the tweets Wednesday, or was it Tuesday night? Yeah, just like you said, like instantaneous, easy to use, and fun. And I just so I can't tell everyone how much I enjoy building this app. It's so much fun, and to have people notice it and use it It's just great. It's just great. Of course, it's a donation.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Again, as I said, big up for that, 100%. Other things I've posted a few things up at the top. So other things that have kind of like been going on recently as well. We have this post here that stacks across the million NFT events, on-chain NFT events during 2022. So I think that was just towards, I think that was around this, or is it the Stackies event? That was around the time of that. But yeah, so people are starting to pick up volume, definitely buying NFTs on Stacks chain again, and that's good to see. Along with that, we've got the other tweet up there about NeoSwap. So NeoSwap has returned to Stacks and was in a space with John Gamma the other day. And John was speaking about his experience with the other chains, because that they had started to build up on Polygon, and they'd also started to build NeoSwap for what was it, Solana. So yeah, he was speaking quite a bit about that, and what I really took away from it, which was a big thing for me, was how he'd been to those ecosystems and built this, added this thing to their ecosystem of NeoSwap, and people's minds were blown. But yet he still felt as though the Stacks community was obviously the Stacks community is NeoSwap's home, but he just felt as though the Stacks community is just like a different type of community togetherness that you find within the Stacks community. So that was a real pleasure to listen to that space as well the other day. If you haven't checked out NeoSwap and you've got Stacks NFTs, I'd advise you to check it out, because NeoSwap is basically a platform that you can perform blind swaps on or trades with your NFTs. So nobody doesn't have to know anybody, but people can buy or swap or sell NFTs that they may not want anymore, or they just want to trade for another one in the collection. But yeah, it can all be done on chain and all be very decentralized, obviously, using Stacks. So a very, very good platform. If you're an NFT collector or flipper or anything like that, then I suggest that you check that platform out right there. And they're always running NeoSwap swap parties. Like every day there'll be a swap party that you'll be able to join. Yeah, so that's some great stuff. Also, a bit of our focus, as we know, this event coming up, our focus for the first half of the year is really focusing on developers, and that's why we're glad from all of the people that are building. Always glad to hear from people that are building stuff on Stacks, and people who are doing the hard graft with the code in the end of the day. So I see that there's a tweet here that I posted up. I just noticed this tweet as I was going through actually the other tweets that I had to post up, and Stacks have asked where the next meetup should be, and I see Bad Breed Art has put London there. So yeah, I don't know if they're wondering to do that for like a really big one or something like that, but yeah, it would be cool to really see that happening in London. Our event that we have coming up this week, we're definitely interested on making sure that developers get to the right places in the Stacks ecosystem. One of the biggest things that we want to focus on in 2023 for Stacks London, just making sure that developers or people wanting to learn how to build can find the right resources and find the right people, get in touch with the right community builders and also people from the foundation if they need to be able to just get the right direction. I mean, maybe this is for an advocate space, but Hero is definitely somebody who's put in mad work. With looking at how people onboard into the ecosystem, and something which we call journeys, which we haven't spoken about for some time. I know Hero, created a nice infographic for how people join, and like where the different directions that they can go, and how they may see their journey, and how we could help them best to understand the principles of Stacks ecosystem and Bitcoin and decentralization, and just find some guidance really. So
is that being implemented? I mean, I didn't sort of. It was idea from the advocate style that there would be some journey for anybody who has an idea want to propose it as almost like a micro project, and they can get the necessary input to make it happen, whether it's from shaping your idea perspective or funding it, like you already know the idea, but you just sort of require a little bit more support in terms of money. And that's where you can have a group of people supporting you to realize that little idea, which is outside of the grants program. Because the grants program, you almost have to submit like a proper proposal, like without everything and have all the narratives. So the journey was something that maybe initially initial idea was probably created by, I can't remember, maybe it was Haas or maybe it was Haas or Haro. I don't know, one of them. So I almost just like took that idea and just gave it more detail. But it is still just, I would say it's just a framework right now that is not being utilized right now. So my question, because I haven't been back to Advocates properly for a while, so my question is that sort of framework gonna be tried on? Because I don't want to say that's a mainnet program at all. I would call it like currently it's just a framework of concept, like almost like in beta that should be tried. But is there any? So my question is, has anybody being able to try that, or what's going on with that thing?
I think from the view of from the last conversation we had between myself, Gordon, Doc, I think there was a few. I think Crypto Smith was in there. A few of us were in there, but the view of the kind of like landscape right about now is that would be part of the next step of implementations for advocates. So obviously we've had some of the people in from the flow of what Haas and Harold and we all kind of put together before. But I think there's been obviously so much going on with other things in the ecosystem and in the foundations and then with the chapters. I think the next stage of it is really to I think the next stage of it is really to start to implement a lot of that kind of journey and user flow kind of into it now to make it kind of really test that theory out or the concept out and the infrastructure out. So it is getting there. It is getting there. It's a bit slower than it was before, I'd say. But yeah, it is getting there, bro.
I mean, if it's not suitable for testing out, I don't know what the sentiment is. I'm not saying it should be trialed out. I just wonder what stage is at. Like maybe put chat through it or something, because quite often it gets talked about but never get actually tried. And I think trialing it is much more important than just discussing about it, because we're just rehashing the same thing and shaping it like just a little bit here, a little bit there, but basically if you zoom out it looks the same. All you need is just trialing it will help us shape it. Talking about it, shaping it is not quick enough or not real life enough. It's better to just put it through, put somebody on it, because and I think the first ever trial was going to be Jake blockchain, because he has these videos idea that he wanted to do, which he was already doing, but he wasn't getting perhaps enough funding for it, or maybe he wanted some funding for it, and then eventually he went on to the grants program and got sponsorship. So he got the money from the grants program. And there was another case where the advisor sort of DM'd me about, oh, where can he get funding? I said, oh, maybe you can try the journey. But then because there wasn't any money there for Journey at the time, so he just went and applied in the grants program, and he got the grants for writing some articles regularly or something like that. So I guess what I'm saying is there's been several attempts to try it, but it's never took off. So the only way to take it off is actually just physically get someone on it. And if Chad has an idea, or if somebody from Stacker Pool, Stacker Nigeria, I don't know. I think the best way to develop something is to just put it through real life use. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think they, as I said, I think like I think those guys definitely need to speak to them, but they need to kind of really knuckle down on, as we said, Hero, kind of not the one. It doesn't have to be like one pathway, but just somewhere which leads to multiple pathways. The advocate site is one thing, but as we said before, it needs to be a little bit more user friendly in terms of I'd think like lowering the bar a little bit for people to just get over that first hurdle. But yeah, I mean, it is there, bro. It is definitely being talked about, yeah, and it is definitely being done to some degree, just a lot slower, as I said, than it was being implemented previously.
Is there any new, I don't know, 2023 goals in Stacks Advocate? Is there such things, or is Stacks Advocate sort of just a bit more casual than before, or is it still sort of on the official map of the Stacks Foundation? Do you know?
I think personally, I haven't seen those guys post up any new things for advocates specifically. I know again, I see Stackers Pool in here, so maybe might have a bit more because I know they've been meeting with Harold a little bit while me and Doc have been doing some other bits. So it could be that there is going to be some roadmap produced maybe by Harold or Haas, but at the moment I haven't seen anything more than what Harold has been talking about inside of the Discord in terms of what is supposed to be happening. So yeah.
Strohs, do you have any thoughts on the topic?
Hey guys, hello everybody. Um, Depending on which topic exactly, I've listened when you talked about several things. I was in the Advox DAO space the other time, and Harold was talking about micro DAOs. That's a thing. We're looking forward to make that. Like the tool, we're looking forward to market the tool, because there, like you said, there are some tools that we have, but if we don't market the tool separately from the blockchain, uh, or from the whole Web3 thing, like who can make threads about just the tool, and then people who need it will definitely use it. I asked how's the micro DAO, if it has gotten any engagement right now, and then he says a couple of other communities are looking to try it out. I'm just waiting for the steps on how to go about it, and he said he's going to make a thread, and we're looking forward to it. Hi guys, how are you all?
Yeah, bro. All good. We all good, bro. Yeah, no, yeah. I remember he did speak a lot to micro DAOs as well, and we kind of, do you know what, Hero? The discussion kind of got back to where we were before on using D work as part of the micro DAOs and getting people to kind of come in, show people. And Gordon was also throwing in some stuff as well. So kind of when people come in, Bitcoin, getting to do like the Bitcoin node education, like what they're doing in Australia, and then speak to them maybe about setting up a micro DAO
But they
afterwards.
can do that. So you're saying the first point of contact is actually D-Work. So therefore, on the people already in Stacks perspective, like you and Golden, you put stuff on D-Work. And then for anybody new that don't know Stacks yet, or their landing page would be D-Work. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not that the landing page would necessarily be DWork, but DWork will be one of the places that you'd be able to send people to commit certain obviously actions or jobs. So we could also put like an educational framework on DWork that has people completing, certain parts of that. And then that is a way of basically being able to reward those people, or I know Haas had a different idea with the kind of the semi-fungible tokens and stuff like that as well, but it's all, bro, to be honest, like I think that the onboarding of that is all really trial and error, but I think the main thing, as I said, is trialing that
Yeah, exactly.
journey
For me,
flow. The
the
journey
same.
flow is the
Exactly.
main thing. It
Like,
doesn't matter how many tools that there is or how many
exactly.
people that there is. It's like if you trial that journey process,
When you try it,
it's
you'll
free and
find
it's
out
open.
if it's good or not. Like when you
Yeah,
try
that's
it,
it.
like D-Work, it sounds amazing. But trialing it, you might find out it's 100 times more amazing, or it's a minus 5 times shit. Like you really cannot predict. Well, you can to a degree, but it is hard because we all work like all over the world with different time zones, with different abilities, with different levels of understanding. Some people might not even have used or heard or able to use the work. Yeah, so I just think just get it started rather than get something started.
So another interesting, thing. Sorry to change the topic a little bit, about we're going to stick with the developers thing. But another interesting post that I've seen, I don't know if anybody else has looked at this Electric Capital report, and has anybody seen the Unchained interview as well? I know Hero, you pointed that as well out about the Unchained interview, and about NFTs and the difference between kind of like how how NFT communities work in respect to the developer communities. But if you've seen that Electric Capital report at the top, Stacks Foundation has been like the number one, or Stacks, sorry, shall I say, as a blockchain has been the number one developer or builder community for Bitcoin based projects 2 years in a row. So the number of developers on Stacks therefore are more than that of, let's say, Counterparty, RSK, Liquid, and also I think it's Sequentia as the Sequentia. So Stacks is definitely got like onboarding a lot of builders right about now. There's a hell of a lot of building going on, and for them to kind of be included in, and this is not the first report I mean I've seen recently that has talked about Stacks being one of the most kind of like adopted developer wise of the BTC, let's say, side chains or BTC ecosystem chains. So there is a hell of a lot of building going on, and it's just like, uh it's just like people. It's like it's such an unidentified gene in the bottle gold mine. I don't even know what you want to call it. That is, it's just crazy right about now. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's just beginning, if you ask me. Because if you look at it and you look at Bitcoin, and you should know where this is going. It means that there's going to be several um, developments around Bitcoin, and that is what we're going to end up focusing on the long time. Because I myself, I've been doing raw stuff. I build blockchains, but I'm learning with the OGs. I've been contributing to the Bitcoin Clarity library, and it's just amazing that take the we can take advantage of Bitcoin blocks and make the data to trigger other transactions, and we could also build subnets, and I think it's just beginning with Stacks, and I will advise that the foundation and all of the top guys who get to call the shots, but everybody builds though, but we know some people call the shots. We all have to have open-minded consciousness on how we want to do this. There are several opportunities with Bitcoin, and we want to use Stacks as a medium to show it. You get, there are several things we could do IBC wise, and then take it all down to Bitcoin through Stacks. And I think we just began, and yeah, a lot of things are going to happen. I'm really excited.
That's great.
it
That's
will
really
be
good.
more about Bitcoin because in the future you'll be SBTC, right? That will be the currency circulating around Stacks network, or at least one of the main, hopefully. So it is almost like becoming even more necessary to understand because we will be using it. Like if we will be using that as a transaction currency, we kind of need to know by default what are we using.
Exactly. That is the point. That is a big, big, big issue. So another thing is focus more on Bitcoin education, and let's give people ideas of what could happen with Bitcoin. Because that's the whole point of it. What can you do with Bitcoin? I think a big trade should be done. There are several things we do with that data, and we have to try and actually support other Bitcoin builds as well. You understand? I think Stacks should be like the connecting layer. And then what's a stack without Stacks? It can be Stacks if there are no other Stacks. So I see this as we're gonna end up with lots of stacks. There are gonna be several um, blockchains, but then it's still gonna be stacks. Because what is stacks without stacks? I don't know if you're feeling me, but I think it's really really big, and then we're just beginning.
Yeah, bro, 100%. That's kind of how I feel, but I feel like this is just kind of we're just starting on the curve right about now with stacks, like, you know, 100%, man. It's like the sleeping giant right about now.
About the report, if I may make a few comments about that. I do think it's nice to see stacks on the leaderboard. I know we are still relatively small compared to other ecosystem, but at least in the Bitcoin ecosystem-wise, we are the biggest. There's no data on Lightning Network, but I would expect we are not small compared to. But I want to see more on that report. So I contacted RSK. I said, you guys are not on this report. This is a good report. Maybe it'll help you get visibility into your network. Maybe you guys can think about maybe getting your developer stats on there too. But yeah, I think their stat would be a lot lower than ours. Um, so it is good to see. And also, if you look at the actual numbers, Stacks had 100 something, and Bitcoin has only 900 something. So in the span of say, like if I go back to Stacks Stack 1.0 days, probably like 2 years ago, I will. Yeah, if I go as far as that without going like deep back into say 7 years ago, I don't know how many years it's been in existence, but I guess the shift to small contract platform has generated quite a bit more momentum, maybe. So since then, in the span of say 2 years, if it has grown to 1/9 of the size of Bitcoin when Bitcoin has been in existence for 14 years or so, is I think all things considered, is actually not too bad in my opinion. And this is like a bare winter, and if we are 1/9 of the size of Bitcoin, like in a bull market, like we could be up to like 200, 300, I don't know. And that would be like a quarter, 1/3 size of Bitcoin. And so I think net Stacks is no more just like a small ecosystem anymore. It is actually contributing to a decent size of a Bitcoin economy, contributing towards it. So I am net happy to see. Still a long way to go versus all the Ethereum guys. We cannot lie about that. It's just facts. But it's in the Bitcoin ecosystem, we seems to be doing okay. But I would even like to see more chains like Stacks contributing towards Bitcoin, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I am here because of Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin to win. Like whether Stacks survives or not is more of a selfish question. Like we all want our Stacks to go up, but we cannot just say we just want Stacks alone to be contributing towards. We need RSK, we need RGB or whatever. We need Liquid. We need probably another Stacks, to be honest, with some differences maybe, all contributing towards making Bitcoin more productive. Um, that's sort of my thought, because I want Bitcoin to win, not just Stacks to win.
Good.
Go ahead, Chad, man. Just jump in whenever you want to, bro. It's open mic night tonight, bro.
Okay, great. I wasn't sure. Hero, the 1/9. Am I hearing you right? We in Stacks has 1/9 the number of developers.
Yes. So what they do is they give you a total number of developers, and that stats will include full-time, part-time, and one-off developers, I believe. So you almost have in each total number, let's say 100. They do break it down a little bit deeper. From 100, say you have 30 full-time, 50 part-time, and 20 one-off. They do the same for each ecosystem. So for Bitcoin, it's about 900 something total, right? 2022 December. And for stacks, it's about 112. And if you click on it, you'll go into more details. And it's the same for Ethereum and every other chain. So you can look at that and understand the breakdown of each meaning behind the total number and come to your own interpretation of what that means.
Oh,
But in
that
terms of total, we are about 1/9 of Bitcoin.
well, that's
But obviously, some Bitcoin contributors, they actually are anonymous. So, but I think so. The numbers cannot be like super accurate for many reasons. However, it gives you like a decent range of. Let's just take each stats plus or minus 20% even. Like it still gives you like a relative range of where we are, right? So that's my point. Like it still offers some insight to roughly where we are, and hopefully that help us to think about where we want to be.
well, that's great. That is fantastic, man. And I've heard rumors that there's a chain out there that is spelled ETH, but I've discounted the rumors because it's owned by JP Morgan. That was a joke by the
The joke.
They're all owned by somebody.
The funny thing about all of what you just said about the JP Morgan thing, bro, is anyone seen this whole interview that he did, bro? Jamie.
totally delusional. Totally delusional.
Dude's like, oh yeah, there could be more than 21 million. I'm just like, bro, you know, like when you thought of saying something, like what did I say on LinkedIn to somebody? I said he told the wrong fiction. Like he just didn't know what to say, so he told the wrong fiction, bro. That's what it was, bro.
He seems like he's been consuming his own supply, and he is completely out to lunch. He's lost his mind.
Facts, man. But him
Chat,
saying
I'll
that,
send you the link of there's like a table of list of developers, and it'll show you last year versus this year. You can check in your DM.
cool. Yeah, man. Like, I mean, what's everybody's on the global institutional position on Bitcoin right about now? Because it seems like institutions are just buying and buying and buying. It's like trying to either stay very silent or be heavily in denial right about now. And that Jamie DeMont interview just proves that, I think.
There's a guy out there that has some influence on the other side, and Noah Harari, and he in a recent report that he wrote about the banking system, I heard it said that he's starting to sound depressed in his reports because they're losing control of the system, and thankfully Bitcoin and stacks are a part of that.
Yeah, I've been listening to some of the stuff going on from the from the World Economic Forum, and bro, it is crazy the stuff that they are trying to get up to. So I think that's for a different conversation, though. I think that's for a totally different conversation.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey guys, we have a space on Monday. You guys seen it? I'll appreciate for as many folks that can come in and talk about stocks. So far so good. The community is maturing and projects are coming out and people are taking responsibility and doing stuff. We're excited and we're just talking about it on Monday. So I think we sent the invites in several discords. I'll make sure to do that even before I sleep again. Happy to talk on Monday.
Hey, is it Teke? or who's?
Yes, it's me.
Oh, cool. Well, could you give us a, because I haven't caught up with what's going on with Stackable. Could you give us a TLDR, sort of the three main things you guys are doing?
Yeah, of course, my pleasure. Okay. Within our community DAO, because we are practicing off-chain DAOs for now, as we are building towards having some functions of our own on-chain. So the community is multi-purpose, and we do service providing for stacks. We help. We have development teams, Rust and Clarity, and we're trying to contribute with projects and builds. We have a Rust library for stacks. We also have our GitHub repo for our Clarity builds. We have some projects in there. About 4 or 5 projects are incubating right now, and we have about 3 other ideas, because ideas they give time before they can be called projects. So we have 4 or 5 projects incubating, and within our builds, we try to have our meetings in the community every Tuesday to make sure that we have communication with the community. So what we're planning right now is to, as soon as we're steady within the team, once everybody votes, we want to put up the DAO structure towards the bigger part of the Stacks community, because right now it's just the cores are just within our state. Like they're my friends, we see all the time. So we're setting up our core team, and then we're gonna go ahead and make NFTs available for people who want to join our community as maybe advisors, investors, dev trainees, NFT trainees, NFT artists, and like that. So we can now share our structure with the whole of the Stacks community and let other people join in and take part in our decision making and building. So um, also we're gonna resume classes in our blockchain hub February. I think February 8th. It's my birthday, and I want to. We're resuming teaching from my birthday. We took a break because most of the guys are students and they went to school and all of that. But pushing the word and getting people together, we'll be back again teaching some Clarity, Rust. Of course, the hub is we're focused a lot on Rust, but the Clarity guys just keep giving, and I think we'll more projects from Clarity. So that also then I have been learning and teaching the other devs about Bitcoin and stacks. Like I said, it's exciting. We're contributing to the Bitcoin Clarity library, and we also have plans to add a page to the Clarity book, the Clarity book. Yeah, also that's in motion. Yeah, it's exciting um, to see that there is hope. So basically what we've been doing is we are building a community within ourselves first of all, and it's showing because we see projects our projects win prizes within the stacks community. We did boot camps last year, we did hackathons, we and then man, we are turned on. That's about the wrap.
Right. So you're essentially a hub for not just Clarity, but also Rust. And it's not stacks specific, like the students can go and build on any chain they like. Is that right? Or are you trying to just direct them to stacks?
No, it's a multi-chain hub. And matter of fact, I have plans to push to make a Web3 school this new year. Um, my dad has a building. I talked to him about it, and I think I'll just mess around if I get some good cash, man. We're gonna get the first Web3 school, and yeah, we're gonna do it. So the thing is, more than trying to tell people, hey, build over here. We have a duty to ourselves because Africa needs blockchain and Web3 to support each other. So it's more or less like it's free. We need every hands we can get, and I support because I build on I build for other chains as well, and I build with I build blockchains with Polkadot substrate framework. So yeah, that's Polkadot, and then I have affiliations with protocol as well. So I don't even tell anybody to build on a specific chain. They just come, they ask questions, we support and we build. But then I think the stacks folks are more than other chain people right now, and I'm just hoping and I want the stacks community to carry people along as much as they can, because that's the whole thing. And then we should be open for IBC stuff. You understand? We should be the ones to connect stacks to other blockchains because we can. Building with powerful languages like Rust, stacks is built on Rust, and that's big leverage for us. We should be able to do some bridging, multi-chain calls and all of that. It's nice when we're all gathered. I'm hoping that February will be a good start for us and we can achieve a lot by the end of the
Could I ask a question that's kind of related to the multi-chain that Stackers brought up? Is it true that point 0.1 stacks or Clarity is, well, 2.1 stacks is going to have an Ethereum virtual machine?
I don't think so. I haven't heard.
I haven't either. I did not hear of that.
I think you need to build like the layer two, and then the layer two can be customized to whatever you want it to be. Um, and you can take one of the layer twos and change some stuff and make it become an EVM chain. But that requires extra work on top of what's currently being aimed at. So yeah, I don't think Stack Supermon is directly unlocking that, although it is, say, one of the early ingredients to make that happen, because the subnets need Stack Supermon to happen. So once you have this actual subnet, then you can start doing stuff, changing it to a EVM compatible subnet.
Is what's I'm trying to understand. Like I heard that was it Subnet that was going to have an Ethereum virtual machine so you could run and use stacks. Like I don't understand it, but is that in the pipe?
I don't know if it's in the official pipeline. I think it's on the wish list, I would say. And if there is enough people wanting it, I think it will get up on the wish list.
I see. I didn't. Yeah, I had heard that a couple months ago that there was something about an Ethereum virtual machine that could use stacks coming down the line, and I didn't hear. Yeah, so thanks for filling me in on that. Thank you, here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so how it is, for example, some people think EVM compatible stuff should happen right now. That should be the first thing on subnet. Some people disagree and say, well, we need like a basic, we need other variations first, maybe one with an even faster transaction first on subnet. Um, so basically, you get into a discussion of which should happen first, or which one is more critical to the survival or growth of stacks. Some founders or builders have different opinions. Everybody has an opinion. Some believe EVN will unlock a lot more people bridging across, and therefore that should happen first. So it just depends who you speak to. Different people have different opinion. At the end of the day, because most of the developers building subnets are hero guys, basically, maybe plus other people from different entities like Stacks Foundation and Trust Machines, but primarily are who the teams. I don't know how many people, but the team that are building the initial infrastructure of subnets are hero system teams. Um, I mean, anybody can join too. It's not restricted, but you need somebody to get started, and they are the team to get it started. So basically, if there's enough demand to change the priorities of how they want to launch the subnet, then basically it's almost like a discussion with them. The executive decision would be up to them, or up to the team that building it. Could be from the community, but currently we don't have many people building subnets on the subnets from the community.
Very interesting. I guess it means that if there ever is an Ethereum virtual machine that can use stacks within the main subnet, JP Morgan, big money, would still control its skeleton, its code. Hey, is that right? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, RSK is built on EVM compatible infrastructure, so I don't know. I feel like maybe you develop apps, but yeah, I don't actually know. I think the settlement will happen on the actual chain itself, not in Ethereum, right? So it will happen on stacks. So maybe you have the history on stacks, but say the standard, like the token standard, might be using Ethereum, non-fungible token standard. I'm guessing. I don't know if I'm wrong. Please, people correct me. So I'm guessing like the building languages of the dApps of the different stuff are based on Solidity and stuff. And the currency standard, communication standard, will be built on Ethereum stuff, Solidity, and IP. I don't know about traditional finance capture wise. Yeah.
Very educational, Hero. Thank you.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say real quick, we are going to be wrapping this space up in probably close to about 5 minutes, give or take. So we appreciate everyone who's joined and gave input, but yeah, we'll let everyone else get it.
I have one final comment about that topic. Let's say EVM compatible becomes the biggest on stacks, right? And we are all using USDA because that's the one USDC or USDT compatible tokens, which are currently the primary tokens on Ethereum right now. Although the settlement happens on stacks, but if you have stacks, if you have a financial market which are all based on USDC and USDT Ethereum tokens, if Ethereum DC get rugged or get regulated, you could see that token being frozen on stacks. Therefore, still have a indirect impact to stacks DeFi infrastructure, DeFi market. I think that's how I perhaps would think about it.
Very educational. Thank you, Stacks London and Atlas, for this room and allowing the sharing of knowledge and the growth as a result. And I just appreciate it a lot, and I look forward to this meeting. And thank you so much. And I hope the rest of your weekend, everybody, is peaceful and great.
Yeah, man, not a problem. I just got a message from Atlas saying that Twitter rugged him and he can't speak at the moment. But we had both agreed to kind of start trying to keep these spaces a little bit shorter. That way they don't get so doled out, I guess, so to speak. We definitely appreciate every single one of you guys for joining. We've seen a few new faces today that kind of stayed in tune and are more interested to learn about stacks as I was speaking to them via DM. But yeah, thank you guys. We look forward to talking to you guys in the next one. Remember that these are hosted bi-weekly on Saturdays. Same time, same place. Thank you guys.
See you guys.